guys, how y'all doing? My name is Brittany and let's talk about books. So today I'm filming another writing video, of course, and today is going to be a writing update kind of on all my other projects. So I did a writing update a little while ago about Lost Girl, and so now I'm thinking about all my other projects. I've got them all sitting right here. There's quite a few of them. None of them are being actually written right now. They're just in the planning stages, and I'm not really quite sure what I'm going to be working on next, but yeah. So I know my fan is on, and I know that's really annoying in videos when there's background noises, but it's really hot in my room and I really want to film a video and I cannot do it with my fan off. I apologize. So yeah, let's just get right on into the updates on all these projects. The first thing that I'm going to talk about is my 50s novel. So it's a magical realism story set in the 1950s. So it doesn't start off in the 1950s, it starts off in modern day times, so 2016. But then my main character time travels magically to the 1950s, and yeah. So I'm currently plotting this out on my laptop, but this is kind of where all the other stuff is going right now. So I have my main characters. My main character is Jo Carter. So her mom is obsessed with the 1950s, and so she kind of passed that obsession on to Jo. And so Jo has a popular 50s name, Joanne, Jo for short, because of her mom's obsession with the 50s. And so she has a typewriter and just very 50s family. They're obsessed with the movies from the 50s, like Audrey Hepburn and things like that. And also Joanne is a writer. I never call her Joanne, that feels so weird. So Jo is a writer, and she decides to write a novel, and I'm pretty sure I made it set in the 1950s, but I can't quite remember. And basically she gets transported to the 1950s. Basically the gist of it. Don't really want to say too much about it, but I'm really excited for it. The love interest in my story is Peter Williams, and he's the love interest in the 50s. I'm really excited about this one. I don't know when it's going to get written. My original plan was to have it written in November for NaNoWriMo, but I've started planning a new project, and I can't help but feeling like I really want to write that one. And so I think it really just depends on which one is more planned out, more plotted, and which one I'm feeling more excited about by the time November rolls around. So I'm kind of simultaneously working on all of these right now, but this one is really exciting. I've talked about it in writing updates before, and some of you guys seem really interested in it, and I'm really interested in it. The next novel that I'm going to talk about is my fantasy novel. I can't decide if it's actually going to stay as a fantasy novel, but right now that is what I'm calling it. So this is everything that I have for it. I also have stuff written for it on a writing app on my iPod that I actually just discovered a week or so ago. But this is this. So I talked about this one, I think, mainly in the February, March, and the April writing vlogs, because I was planning on writing this for April Camp NaNoWriMo, but then I decided to stick with my contemporary novel, and thank God that I did, because it's almost done technically. I'm not sure. But I decided to give up on this one for a little while because I couldn't find a plot. All of this paper, and I couldn't find a plot for it. I love the characters in the story. We have got Avalana, or Ava for short, and we've got Caro. And I love Ava and Caro so much. And I really think that I need to just focus on their characters, because in here I have scenes written out, and they're pretty much irrelevant, I think, now. But I could probably still pull stuff from it. But basically, I've made a decision that changes everything. I'm not going to say it because it's a huge spoiler, and I haven't decided if I want it to be a spoiler, if I want it to be known, or if I want it to be unknown. I haven't decided yet, so I'm kind of not telling anybody. basically I kind of want to make Ava a psychopath. I think that'd be really interesting. I don't know, I think that'd be cool. I decided that I want to create the characters first and then try and create a plot out of that. I feel like that might be that might be the best way to figure out this story, because I love these characters so much, and I just need them to be a part of a story, and I need to like give them a place to live, and they don't. They're just living in my mind right now, and they need somewhere to go. And so hopefully soon these characters will have a place to go. I really hope so, because I really love them. But yeah, so the next one is kind of these two combined. So talk about this one first. It's called Crossover. It was an angel story, and it was about a girl named Haley who dies. She was murdered, and she is sent to this sort of limbo place, needed by her guardian angel Claire. And basically Claire takes her into the afterlife, and basically in the afterlife she has to train to have a job, so like a trainer or a guardian angel or whatever. It's basically college in the afterlife. I don't really know. It was a really stupid idea, but all the planning was done in this notebook, and then I have like the first 20 or so pages printed out, and I started editing them. But I decided to ditch the story, and this is a story that Ava was originally a part of, and I decided to come back to this story because I felt like there was something in it that I could take and put into something else, and that's where this came from. So basically I started planning it on a novel idea, the app, and somehow I got a new idea. I think I might have gotten it from, I got it from a Pinterest writing prompt, and I just kind of turned it into something on my own. But basically the new plot is that I changed her name. Originally her name was Haley. I changed her name to Evelyn. So basically Evelyn wakes up in a room. This is how the novel starts out. She wakes up in a room, and she doesn't remember anything except like the basics of who she is and stuff. So she knows her name, her age, and things like that, and she's very confused. She doesn't know where she is, and so she sees that she feels that there's something in her hand, and she looks at it, and it's a piece of crumpled up paper, and in it there's a note written. She reads it, and then she realizes at the end that it was signed in her name, and this note was a suicide note dated a couple of days prior. That's kind of what the writing prompt was on Pinterest. And so she obviously gets very freaked out, because she's like, I'm alive right now, so why is there a suicide note dated a few days ago? And then she decides to walk around the room, like pacing, and she walks in front of a mirror, and she looks in the mirror, and she notices something on her neck, and it's rope burns, and it's because she hanged herself. So she just questions a lot of things and stuff, and so all the planning for this novel is now in this binder. So I've got, this is like the most organized I've ever been for a story, but there's characters, so I was just putting down a bunch of names, and I decided on Evelyn, so her nicknames are Evie, Evelyn. So that's all I have for characters, is just that, but I think I was plotting her on here. I have a Pinterest board for her, but let me plot. So in here I was planning, and so I have the new concept here, and then just some note, and this is just some stuff that I have to do. And then I was setting in the world, which has nothing in it right now, and I also have research, which has nothing in it right now. But this novel and the 50s novel are the ones that I am most excited for right now. So it's between these two for what I want to write in November. Yeah, so you guys will follow my journey along with these in my writing vlogs. I don't think I haven't talked about this one at all in my writing vlogs. I've kind of been slacking lately. You guys can follow along my journey. You guys can tell me which ones you think, like which one you think I should write for NaNoWriMo. I don't know which one I'm leaning towards. I think this plot needs to come together a bit more, because this one's a pretty solid plot right now. Like, I got the beginning, and I know the general gist of the novel, but this one is just starting, and it's just starting to come together. so I don't really know which one I'm leaning towards writing. I guess I'll find out. But that's kind of all that I'm writing right now. I am planning a shapeshifter novel with Peyton, but that's kind of on the back burner right now as we're kind of working on our own projects. So I don't really know when we're going to come back to that, but that one's really exciting, and I talked about that like for a few seconds in one of my writing vlogs. I think it was July or June. June or July. I don't really. I think it was June. It was June. But yeah, so that's kind of what I'm working on right now. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed. Comment down below if you are working on anything right now and you can talk to me about it. I don't know. Subscribe if you want to see more videos from me, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!